stew.
A pinch of salt and laughter too.
A scoop of kids to add the spice.
A dash of love to make it nice. And you got
too many cooks,
too many cooks,
too many cooks, too many cooks, too many cooks,
too many cooks,
too many cooks.
It takes a lot to make us.
What's up, guys? This is what I just did. I finally ordered that 9-inch pie for Jeff's birthday party.
No way.
Yeah.
Let me see.
You want to see?
Yes,
Here
I
you
do.
go. That's the receipt. I printed it out just to be safe.
It looks beautiful.
It does, doesn't it? I printed it on fine leather treated paper.
Hold on. Dr. Lotus Stevenson is
What? Is there a problem?
Yes, there is a
What's
problem.
the problem?
It says that here.
What's the problem?
You ordered a
Tell me
9-foot
the
pie!
problem.
You ordered
9-foot
a
pie.
9-foot pie!
What? Unacceptable!
We're
No,
supposed to
no.
order a 9-inch pie.
Oh, silly me. My fingers must have slipped.
Unacceptable!
This was for Jeff's party tomorrow.
My name's Yeah.
We have to eat in 30 minutes because if we don't, the pods from the world of worlds are gonna come down upon this earth and they're gonna eat all the pie. Is that what you want?
No!
We paid good money.
But we used my parents' credit card.
What do we want?
Pie!
When do we want it?
Now!
Now!
Guys, we need your help. We have bazillions of friends on Facebook and we should invite them all over to eat the pie, okay?
¿Cuántos amigos do we need to eat this pie in half an hour? What information do we need?
Well, first of all, we need to know how long it takes a person to eat a pie on average.
Well, how do we do that?
I know. Let's have a pie eating contest.
How do we have time for that?
Who cares?
Yes!
Luckily, the large pie came with 4 smaller pies, and we're gonna have a pie eating contest to figure out how long it's gonna take on average to eat a whole pie. And now we can use that information to figure out how many people is required to eat the large pie in half an hour.
Please note, each of us have Facebook friends that only eat at the same rate that we do. Thus, our average will be the same average as a large group of our friends.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Go!
Go.
Done. Last bite. Last bite. Okay. Yeah, I could. Mine's 1/3.
These are the times that each person was recorded to have eaten their section of pie. So we can see Jeff has eaten half a pie in 6 minutes and 48 seconds. Dr. Lord Stevenson Esquire III ate 1/3 of a pie in 10 minutes and 56 seconds. Juicy K ate 1/4 of a pie in 10 minutes and 38 seconds. And Cloud has eaten half a pie in 10 minutes and 45 seconds. So what we want to do is convert these all to seconds and multiply it so that it's one whole pie. So what we have to do next is convert all of these times into seconds so we can average them. So we use these unit conversions to make these times all into seconds. So 6 minutes into seconds is 360 seconds, plus the 48 is 408 seconds, times 2 because this is for 1/2 a pie. So that gives us 816 seconds. Similarly, for Dr. Lord Stevenson Esquire III, we change it to seconds, multiply by 3 because his was in thirds of pies, and get the seconds. The next one is for Juicy K. So we see that Juicy K's time in seconds is 600 seconds for the 10 minutes, plus the 38 seconds, times 4 because Juicy K's was in fourths pies, gives us 2,542 seconds. Finally, we do Clouds, minutes to seconds. We use the same unit conversion, calculate the seconds, add on the extra 45 seconds, multiply by 2 since it was in half pies, and we get 1,290 seconds. So now we can average them. First, you add them all together. We have Jeff's, we have Dr. Lord Stevenson Esquire III's, Juicy K's, and Cloud's. Added all together is 6,616 seconds. Next, you average them by dividing by 4, and we get 1,654 seconds. And then to get it back into minutes, we divide by 60 seconds. And now we have our average minutes.
Now that we know how long it would take us to eat one pie on average, we need to know how many of the pies we ate are in the giant pie. How can we find the number of our 7-inch pies in the 9-foot diameter pie?
We have to come up with some sort of ratio of our pie to the larger one. We have the recipe for the smaller 9-inch diameter key lime pies, but what can we do to get the multiplying ratio to find the number of small pies in a giant pie?
We know the weight in ounces of each of our small pies. Since the fluid ounce is the same ounce in weight, we know how much fluid ounce is in the larger pie. We can make a ratio of the larger pie to the smaller pie and figure out how many small pies are in the larger pie. From there, we can multiply the number of small pies and larger pies with the average time it takes the 4 of us to eat one small pie.
So, the next thing that we want to do is figure out how many 7-inch pies there are in the 9-foot pie. In order to do that, we have to do the intermediate step of figuring out how much the mass is for the 9-inch pie. So, we start off with the recipe for the 9-inch pie. 1 cup of crackers, 1 cup of Cheerios, 7 ounces of butter, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of cardamom. It's a spice, I learned that today. 6 large eggs, half pint ice cream, 14 ounces of milk, and 1/2 cup of key lime juice. Now, we want all of these to be in the same unit, and we chose that unit to be ounces. So here we have 1 cup is 8 ounces, half a pint is 8 ounces. So we did all of the calculations and everything, and we got all of these beautiful numbers. Adding them all up, we get 58 ounces for one 9-inch pie. So these ingredients will be the filling for the 9-inch pie. Now, since this pie is frozen and not cooked, none of the beautiful ingredients that we have here will evaporate. So, the 9-foot pie calls for 55 gallons of milk. In the 9-inch pie, there's only 14 ounces of milk. In order to do some conversions, we have some 128 ounces equaling 1 gallon. 55 times 128 is what? exactly 7,040 ounces, which will be in the 9-foot pie. Now, ratio of 7,040 ounces in 1 foot, 9-foot pie, and we multiply that by this ratio of 1 9-inch pie, which is over 14 ounces. Doing the multiplication, we get 502.85, which and the units for that will be 9-inch pie over 9-foot pie. Now, we get that beautiful number, and we're going to multiply that by 58 ounces over the 1 9-inch pie. Multiply that by 1 7-inch pie over the average pie mass of the little ones that we did, which were the 7-inch ones. Now, how do we get this number? Well, if we look over here, average pie mass, one of the pies that we ate was 27, the other one was 22 ounces, and 2 of them were 24 and 24. So adding them all up, we get, let's see, 97, right? We're going to divide that by 4, and we get 24.25. So adding that back into here, we get this, and our final answer will be 1,202.69 7-inch pie over 9-foot pie.
Now that we have the information of how long it takes the 4 of us to eat a giant pie, we need to see how many people we need to eat a giant pie in half an hour. We will find out how many people are needed by the following math.
So this number that we found here is the average time for one person to eat a pie. And we found this to be 27.56 minutes. This was earlier when Jeff did the calculations. And we're going to need this later for our calculations. And moving on to this side, we have the number of small pies in one large pie. And this came out to be 1,202. And this was when Dr. Lord Stevenson Esquire III did the math. Okay, so now we want to find the time it takes for one person to finish one giant pie. And to do that, we're going to take the number that I mentioned earlier, which was 27.5, and we're going to multiply it by 1,202, which was the number of small pies in one giant pie. And if we do some crossing out, and we multiply all of this out together, we get 33,146 minutes per giant pie. So this is the time it takes for one person to eat one giant pie.
So we're finally ready to solve the problem. We're gonna figure out how many people it takes to eat one giant pie in 30 minutes. So from Dr. Lord Stevenson III, Esquire,
That's me.
we learned that it takes 33,000 minutes for one person to eat a giant pie. And we wanna know when it takes 30 minutes for X people to eat a giant pie. So what we do is we cross multiply. That means that 33,406.4 times X equals 30, and we solve for X. So what we end up getting is that X equals 33,146.4 over 30 equals 1,104.88 is around 1,105 people. So we need to invite 1,105 people to our party to finish this pie in half an hour.
Thus, with the scientific science, mathematical math that I did, no, that we did, we have concluded that we need 1,006 people in order to eat that giant pie in half an hour. Oh, it's time to go and make that Facebook event. Oh, yeah.